Good morning from New Zealand. I'll wait and see who comes on, and we're going to do some live channeling today. I've been called to do some live channeling. The purpose of this is to just clear up a few issues that are floating around about concerns to do with, let's say, the new earth, the way that's going to look. A lot of people are still asking how's it going to affect us, how is it going to affect me, my family, my loved ones. It's all coming together very beautifully. Something that we do have to remember is that new earth is created because the old earth was very much like the story of Atlantis, when the Atlantis people got very greedy and got involved in the technology side of things and wanted to have more of a extreme living style rather than staying casual, staying grounded, staying pure to source. And through that they destroyed themselves, and that's just why Atlantis went down. I was having a conversation yesterday, and I said many of us got out of Atlantis at the time, that were going to be the light workers to come back and fix things. And we either went off to other countries, other islands, or we actually went out to the island around Atlantis and watched it collapse, watched it go down. And a lot of us have still got that memory. A lot of us understand what's happening here on earth. It's repetitive. We are repeating history. We allowed the controls to come in, take over us. And this is why we have to be very careful now about waking people up, allowing them to be able to see what has been wrong with earth, the way that we've allowed it to be controlled, allowed the governments to come in and govern us. We don't need to be governed. We are free citizens of earth. We are source energy, source light, here to experience earth as a learning planet, to gain experience, to gain understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and to bring through those energies, those frequencies that we have from past lifetimes, from past experiences, to renew everything and make things right again. And there's a lot of people on a karmic experience here doing that now, putting things right, putting things into place, and allowing us to create a new earth where it will separate us dimensionally. So what it means is we don't split away so you don't ever see each other again. That doesn't happen. That's not going to happen. It's not a physical split as such. It's a dimensional split. It's a timeline split. So what will happen is the new earth will be ascended above the old earth in a dimension that is much clearer, much more knowledge, wisdom, ancient history, all brought back together to make a better place for us, where we learnt the mistakes from the past. But that's why it has to move up in dimension. Earth sits in a 3D dimension, which is allowed to be manipulated and controlled. New Earth will shift into a 5D dimension where that cannot be manipulated, controlled, or taken over. It's all about the way that you use your energy, your frequency, your consciousness, your heart space. Once you go back into the original blueprint of what we were made to be, that'll become the new earth, the 5D. However, we have to wait for that to happen. The ascension is taking place, but what we're waiting for are for those people to catch up that still have a bit of ego in their lifestyle, a bit of programming that they're still controlled by. And until that goes, you cannot allow everyone to fall into place and move together. Our families will be with us, our loved ones will be with us. This is not a bad thing like the Cabal Deep State have done and separated us. We will all be together, but our dimensions will be different. So our way of thinking will be different. The way we speak to each other will be different. But you can still come in back and forth and visit. If you're in the 5D, you cannot come down and meet people in 3D. Your consciousness is not going to allow it. You can sit in 4 and 5 and then go raise yourself to 7. 3D can only reach 4D. 4D can only reach 5D. But once you're in the 5D dimension, you can go as high as 7D and be in that dimension. So you see, it's going to work a lot differently to what we're here, where we've been programmed to sit in 3D. And that is what has entrapped us. We have been entrapped in this energy for way too long. It's time to become who we truly are. And this is why it's called the Great Awakening, because we're waking up to who we are, the source light, the energy, the frequency that we are, and everything that we know, everything that we can manifest, we can create. There are no limitations. There are no programs. There are no ego. We are part of Source, and Source is part of us. And so we're learning this again and being able to create it in another space. And that's what it's about. So a lot of people are saying to me, well, you know, how come this is happening? Because we allowed it to happen. We allowed ourselves to be controlled, and the memory is waking up. Our memories are coming back. And we've had enough. We're not going to let it happen anymore. So this is a karmic experience of making right again. There's a lot of people out there in this world who are working behind the scenes to make it right. And so there's a lot happening because there's been so much manipulation done to the people, to earth, to the land, to the ley lines, to the frequency, to the energy. And so we're having to do a lot of clearing in the back end. There's lots of teams working in different areas to make that happen. So you've got people working on ley lines, you've got people working on the waterways, you've got people working on the land, you've got people working with the frequency of music and healing. So there's so many areas that are being worked on right now. There's people taking down the governments, there's people taking down the evil systems of the medical, the pharmaceutical, the IT, the telcos, the 5G, everything has been removed and taken down and collapsed so that we can start again. And we won't have these kind of systems in play. For those that don't want to move and don't wake up to their consciousness, they will remain in 3D or 4D. However, you will have to come down and meet your family in the 4D energy. And it's very hard. We're doing that now for people that are living in the 5D already, like myself, where their time does not exist. Ego doesn't exist. Nothing exists. Only love, light. And so what happens is you have to bring your frequency down to meet them in that 4D, to have conversation with them. And it's exhausting. It's tiring for us. So you see, it isn't easy. It's a hard journey that we chose to take on. It's a mission that we chose to take on. And we reincarnated from previous lifetimes that we may have been. So we could have been angelic, we could have been galactic, we could have been related to the ascended masters, which many of us are, including the angels. Or we could have come back this time as a human form from a previous human form. So you see, the thing is, what's happening is we are learning from all those forms and coming back to make it right in this space. Okay, so I do have some questions here, and I will go through them slowly until people start coming online. Okay, so I have from Christine. So she's in Canada. Hi Johanna. Hi Han, how are you? I'm just looking at Christine's questions. Okay, so she's asking very much what I've just been talking about. So she's talking about the whole New Earth. how is the overall ascension progressing? Hi, Teresa. So, how's the ascension progressing? It's like I just said, we are still waiting for people to catch up with us that are light workers. We're pretty well much 70% there. We've only got 30% to go. Actually, I did get told by the Galactics recently, we're closer than you think. So they don't use numbers. They don't use percentage. I'm going by what I gathered, what they were talking about. And I'm thinking it's about 70%. However, they told us we are closer than you think. It's coming. What you're seeing out in the world is a make-believe. It doesn't exist. It's all just one big movie. Everything you see about the different countries, everything you see about the breakdowns and the way the world is going, it's all for those people that are sitting down in the lower dimensions. It's to reveal, to wake them up, to show them what was happening, what could have happened, what will be happening if you don't wake up and get your consciousness on board. So you don't get yourself involved in all the politics and everything that's going on in the world. You keep your consciousness high, and that's what they're asking. They're saying, keep your consciousness high. We need it to make this ascension happen. Stop dipping in and out, because a lot of you do. You dip in and a lot of you dip out. And so therefore, you're lowering the consciousness. And it's like this wave. They need it to be a straight lift. So you think of something going straight up into the air. At the moment it's because the consciousness isn't where it's meant to be. And so what they're saying is that most of the problems are the ego. A lot of light workers still carry a lot of ego and they won't give it up. They think they're better than others. They think their information is more important than others. And it's not that. The information we're all receiving are on different journeys, on different source information. And what we're doing is gathering up the information and using it to our ability to be able to ascend higher. So, you know, this is where there's a big sort of gap in the light workers in the light worker community. It's hugely infiltrated with ego and fake light workers. Hi, Dana. So what's happening is we're at a point where that's about to drop off, and only the strongest, the purest, and the ones that have been doing the work, the true work, inner work, outer work, will make it through to the ascension, to build it up, to create it. So we're around about 70%, guys. But they want us to keep our consciousness up. We can't wake up anyone any more than what we have done. It's getting too late. It's getting too close now. The ones that are waking up, the ones that are ascending and doing the work are the ones that are going to make it through. They will remain and sit in that 4D vibration. But they have a lot of lessons to learn there too. Especially the fake light workers. There's more. This is going to be hard for people to hear, but there are more NPC and clones out there than there are real humans. So remember that. A lot of people you see on YouTube with big channels are clones. A lot of them are psyops. And so this is what we need to be very careful of, who we listen to and who we actually channel and who we work with. And it's important, if you're working with channeling galactics, angelics, ascended masters, that you keep yourself in the purest form and you allow yourself to be used by the source light to give the true information. And by doing that, you're protecting yourself, you're guarding yourself at all times. And so you ask for it to be there. Nothing else can get through. And a lot of the people that are channeling with me and doing channeling sessions now, I'm showing them how to use a gatekeeper. They get introduced to their gatekeeper or someone on their team that blocks out the dark and only allows the light in. Because what happens if you're not channeling with a gatekeeper and you're an open source, it's like a little GPS goes off out into the universe and everything can come in. Dark, light, good, bad. So you need to be able to use that gatekeeper to be able to do the true channelings that you want to do with the right protection and source and love. Hi Leah. So the ascension is progressing, but again, there's a lot of ego in the way, a lot of programming. A lot of people are still controlled by the programming out there that they received through their childhood, through their other lifetimes. And of course the ego gets in the way, but it is progressing at about 70%. What are some signs to watch out for as we get closer to the split between old Earth and new Earth? This is some of the signs we're seeing now. The weather changes especially. So what will happen when we reach into the new Earth? Hi Val, Grand Rising. We will see the weather change. It'll be like it was in the beginning of time, where it was all one type of weather. There was never any of these extreme weather conditions. What I've been told and what I've channeled in the past, and there is one on I think my YouTube about the weather, the new Earth weather will be sunny, and at night it'll be colder. At night you will receive the treatment for the earth, such as rain, as wind to spread the seeds. But during the day it is a sunny average temperature for us to live in without being affected by extreme heat or extreme cold. So you see it's going to go back to sort of like a Mediterranean temperature, but it will be worldwide and will be all on the same timeline. There'll be none of this day, night, manipulated time, 4 hours ahead of them and 15 hours ahead of them. We'll all be on the same timeline. The other thing that you need to look for when the split is coming is what's happening with the land and the land structure. So of course you're seeing disasters happen, such as land crumbling, water rising, the shape of the earth is changing. You've got earthquakes, you've got flooding, you've got hurricanes, tornadoes. Everything is restructuring, changing. So when I say weather, that all comes under the one umbrella. Physically and mentally, the people are changing and waking up and being more in their heart space. So what you're seeing is people get emotional more. So you could be talking to someone and all of a sudden they just start crying. The tears just come down their faces because their heart chakra is expanding. Their consciousness is being woken. And so when they awake to that new consciousness, they feel everything. And so you know when someone is changing. They use a lot of emotion in their conversations. They show a lot of emotions. Someone who hasn't been a fairly touchy person all of a sudden want to give you hugs and loves and feel you because they're feeling the new frequency. So this is what's happening. Also telepathically you'll start getting messages from other people and you'll see them in a different light. This is because you're getting prepared for that new energy, that new frequency. You will notice in yourself your change. You'll notice that your body structure, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you eat, the way you drink, everything will change. All old belief systems will disappear and new belief systems come into play from memory, from knowledge, from wisdom, from past times. You will start channeling more, opening up to the energies, the frequencies, because the veil is getting so much thinner. You're seeing more time travelers, more people jumping time, that kind of thing. You will notice the children will start teaching us. So the new earth children are coming here to teach us. But however, they will be showing you in ways that you've never seen before. Because they have a new way about them. And a new way to make it more understandable. So when you start watching the children in the playground, I know that sounds a bit creepy, but you know what I mean, you're sort of viewing from a distance. You see they interact, they play differently. These new earth children that are coming to earth are here to teach us, to teach the parents, to show the way. They are the builders of new earth. They are the creators. And so the children will show you. There's many children coming back now remembering their incarnations and who they were in a previous life. And you see it a lot on social media, that kind of thing. They can get, there's children, babies playing pianos like a concert pianist because they have that memory still. These are the signs that you see that new earth is getting closer. So good questions, Christine. What are the simple everyday things people can do to help with the ascension? Well, that's easy. Just love. Stay calm, stay pure. Do everything that's right for yourself, physically and mentally, because that will keep the consciousness, as I said, higher. Don't get trapped into what's happening here on earth. Get into your consciousness, get into knowing your source light, getting into your connections, understanding your mission and what you're going to be doing for new earth, your service role. We're all here in service to make this happen. We all have a service role to play. And as you know, Christine, you have an amazing role coming up to play. For those that want to know their mission and their service role, do contact me, because I do one-on-ones to bring that through, to help you to understand why you're here and what you're doing and where you're going with it. Because a lot of you have got some really beautiful roles coming up. A lot of you are going to be working with animals, working with children, doing rescues of animals, creating retreats, working with the healing. The healing is a huge one because a lot of us are still going to need healing. So you'll be in 5D, but you'll be working with people still trapped in the 4D that haven't woken up as much and haven't risen as much. So they will still need the healing. But for you to be a healer, you have to work on yourself first and clear everything. And that's the ego, the pain, clear your body, detox, be pure source light, make sure you're channeling the right energy, the right people, because I still see a lot of healers that are getting hijacked. They're getting hijacked into the darkness. They're still allowing darkness to come in and continue with their egos and their programmings. And I can tell you who they are. I know, I can see it. And I will not let them touch me or heal me, because I won't go near it. And that's happening a lot. It is, I mean, you've only got to see the healers out there being hijacked in a big way. The energy and the frequency that we used to use for healing is only just coming back. There is a big marketplace out there for natural healing. There's a big marketplace out there for yoga. It's all been hijacked. It's not the original yoga. It's not the original healing. It's not what we used to do in the beginning of time. It's been manufactured. So remember that. Be careful who you go to. So keep your body pure. Keep your source light pure, and keep that channel open to pureness. Try and give up on some of the bad, you know, things that are here for us, that are poisoning us. Detox your body regularly. I detox every night with dandelion, and that clears everything out of my body, everything that may have polluted it during the day. I do anti-inflammatory homemade, so I don't have inflammation issues. I clear all the poisons out of my body. I make sure that I ask for everything to be cleared out of my body throughout the day. I make sure everything I eat, touch, drink is of pure source and is only going to help my body. So you see, you have to make sure. There's a lot of people over there that are out there in the healing world at the moment, healing, and they haven't even detoxed their bodies, and they're touching you and passing energy through to you. That is not good. I have seen healers that are overweight, have inflammation, are swelling at the ankles, swelling at the wrists, and they're healing you. You're passing that frequency, that energy through to the next person. A true healer would be healthy, physically healthy, mentally healthy, out there in their energies, walking, running, jogging, swimming, physically healthy. If you're not physically healthy, you can't help anyone else. So thanks, Christine. Great questions. Now, I was able to get onto them straight away because you sent them through to me early. So have we got any other questions coming through? Yes, we do. Okay. So the group that I'm in, we've got a message from Johanna. Oh, good question. Okay, so we're all being notified now that something big's going to happen around March the 21st to April the 21st, also to April the 20th. I keep getting April the 20th. They're talking about disclosures and they're talking about reveals, and yes, it's going to be like we are now. We're getting more reveals every day, right? Before I channel anything on this, I want to explain where I'm going with it. If you see what's coming out of the US at the moment in the way of reveals, because I get a lot of stuff sent to me every day, and it's not infiltrated like it used to be. Like during 2020, we were locked out of Facebook, we got put into Facebook jail, we got put here, there, everywhere. Everything was taken away from us if we even shared a little ounce of truth. Well, now that's okay. It's all coming out, and you will see it on social media. There's a lot of people channeling, there's a lot of people talking, there's a lot of people exposing, and so therefore that level of information has changed. So that's a form of what they were talking about when the reveals come. It's the light workers, it's the truthers. They're doing a lot more revealing. But what they're talking about from March 21 onwards, it's a different type of reveal. It's not the reveals that you see in Earth and what's been going on. It's another level of reveal. So it's more for people that are ready to see some signs. And for people like us that have been waiting are going to see a different type of sign. Not the signs that you see on social media, the signs you see on, you know, wherever you're getting your information from. This is different. It's going to be physical signs. You're going to see it physically appearing in front of you. The thing is, why everything is happening in March and April is now, if you remember the, how can I put this? The months have been manipulated. The year has been manipulated. We know there's 13 months in a year, which makes it that all months are incorrect. So January, February, March, April, May, June, so forth are all wrong. We know that for a fact. We know the true, real new year started in March. So March was the real sort of Christmas month. And then the 1st of April was the first of the year. So what happened was, that's what's called April Fool's Day. They fooled you into believing the 1st of the year was the 1st of January. Ha ha ha, we got you, April Fool's Day. The 1st of the year is the 1st of April. Christmas is in March. Jesus was born at Christmas in March. So you see, what has happened, everything's been manipulated in that sense. And so what we're going to see, because of March and April being the end of the year and the new year starting, a different level of reveal. And this reveal is going to be more physical. And the ones that will see it and want to see it will see it. So the physical, you'll see a lot of physical change in the world. And it will be sudden and it will be quick. If you're thinking that you're going to see the reveals like they've been talking about with the white hats, and you're going to see things on TV and you're going to see everyone being imprisoned and everyone being executed, and that's not ready yet. We're still a little bit away from that. I'm talking about the reveals of what is going on in the world. That it is a movie, it's this, it's that. We're going to start seeing it more directly in our faces. The reveals are coming, and yes, there's going to be more talk about the galactics, there's going to be more talk about the space missions, there's going to be more talks about the super soldiers and their secret missions with the military. There's also going to be the downfall of different systems in play, like the police, the hospitals, the law, pharmaceutical, IT, that kind of thing. So we're going to see a lot of collapsing around us as well. We're going to see it physically, we're going to see it mentally. So I'm going to see who's going to come through for that channeling, for that answer. Can you talk about what will happen from the 21st of March onwards? As many are saying it's big. Yeah, so disclosures. Yes, disclosures. Absolutely disclosures from different departments. They're going to start disclosing what's been going on. But not like we've been warned on social media and the fake ego truthers. Like they said, we're going to watch all this happening and unfold in front of us on TV, and everyone's going to go into lockdown and la la la. Not that kind of way. It's going to be a gentle approach. So let me bring in the galactics. Commander Usher is coming through, my Pleiadian father. He is commander of the First Fleet for the Pleiadians. A fleet is up to 100 ships at any given time or less, and he commands all of them. They have their own separate commanders, but he's chief commander of the First Fleet. Yes, reveals are coming, he said, to be aware of how it's going to play out. It's going to be in the physical, more like you will see the crumbling and disclosures coming. So the crumbling of businesses, the crumbling of people, the crumbling of truth. So the truth that you have believed for so long is actually a lie. And he said that will show you. You will see that with your own eyes. They will expose a lot. This will come through in different forms, in conversations and social media, on TV, through movies, through new forms of information will be shown to you. Also out on the streets in the world, through protests, through other forms. There's going to be a time where everyone's a little bit at a loose end, not understanding, not really getting it, but then it will just fall into place. Those that will believe and see the truth will move forward. Those will remain behind, having to relearn to understand. The others will move forward and their consciousness will rise, helping the ascension to go forward into new earth. He said this will take a period of time, up to 3 months. So even though the major period of it will be rolled out between March and April, which they can't really confirm because they don't see the months like we do, he said expect it over a period of 3 months, March, April, May. Well, big changes will happen on Earth, and the light workers that have been telling the truth and been exposing will see it with their own eyes. Thanks you, Commander Usher. So I hope that helps you answer Johanna. So yeah, that's exactly what I've been saying. So that's how it's going to look. They can't reveal too much because we're not meant to know. We're just gonna know, and it happens. Remember, everything is done for a reason, and this is done in love. It's not to hurt people. They don't want to hurt us. They only want to look after us and protect us. they honour us for the mission that we're doing here, and what's happening with how we're creating everything to become right again and to fix things. And so they're doing it in a way so that you will not get hurt and people around you will not get hurt. It'll just cause bewilderment. They won't understand, but it's us, the people that understand, the light workers, the ones that will come in and help and work with them. And that's where the healing will be needed too, because they'll start seeing reveals in a way that they haven't seen before. A lot of companies are going to go bust, a lot of collapsing of corporations that have been run by the Masonics, you know, that kind of thing. The medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, you'll see the legal system collapsing, because they're going back to the true way of doing law. And, you know, that's the common law, the real common law that was created in the beginning of time. You know, this is another thing that a lot of people do not understand, the way that we have been controlled and ruled for so long. And because we're on maritime law, it doesn't really, it only works if you're out at sea. So everyone that's been through the court system has been done wrongly, because it's been done through maritime, not common law. So everyone that's been convicted, everyone that's had some sort of court case or whatever, has been done wrongly. Can you imagine those people finding that out? After all this time, they have been done wrongly through maritime law, which they should have been charged and gone to court on a ship at sea, not on the land. So there's going to be a lot of things that people are going to be waking up to in that sense, which we've known, like our birth certificates and things like that. Remember our birth certificates, remember, you know, we are owed so much money from our birth certificates, our marriage certificates, our divorce. They don't like divorce. That's why they keep you married as long as they can and make divorce hard, because they make money out of your marriage license, just like they do. The government makes money out of your birth certificate. And that is why marriage won't be a new earth. It'll be unions between two people, and they will make a promise to each other. It won't be the big fairy tale story of the princess on her day in the white dress and the big wedding ceremony and that. That is all a fairy tale created by the deep state cabal. That is programming. It's all about the divine union, which will be different again. It'll be a different level of practice. I'm looking at my laptop, by the way. I'm on my phone and I'm looking at my laptop, because then I'm going to do some other channeling. Dana has asked, could you talk more about the split between 3D and 5D and how that's going and how will that affect us? Well, I've already talked about that at the beginning. So if you want to take time out to watch that at the beginning, once I've put this up on YouTube or I've gone offline. You're welcome, Johanna. Hi, April. How are you, hun? Hi, Jennifer. How are you? It's all good to see these people coming online. So if you have any questions, do let me know. So it is a bit scary, some of the stuff that we are finding out now. And, you know, the biggest thing that we're finding out is the truth about most of us don't realise how many clones are out there walking around. There's less true Godmen. We are Godmen, man of God, made from God. We're not human. Now, if you hear people talking about human is a lower vibration. You are human. You don't mean anything. You're just a human over there. That's what the deep state cabal started to call us. We're actually Godmen. We are man of God. God made us. We are the God-man race. And when you start realizing that, and you are part of God and God is part of you, and you're a God man, not a human, human is lower dimensional, you'll understand your frequency a lot more. Hi, Sherry. So what is happening is there is so many more clones out there than you could ever imagine. The population of Earth is a lot less than you think. There's a lot of NPCs out there. There's a lot of hybrids out there. And so we're here to change things, and we have to get rid of some of that and make it possible so that we can exist in a new earth where it is of pure light, pure Godman, pure frequency and higher consciousness. And that's the purpose of what we're here to do. That's a lot of what our missions are today. We are here to change things, to make good again. We allowed ourselves to be controlled and taken over in past lifetimes, and it is now time to step forward and to make good again. And the God moles. Yep, absolutely, Teresa. And they are the animals. So the animal is another lower dimensional word. It is God moles. Godmals. The animals are part of God as well. So God moles, Godman. We are Godmals and Godman. We're not animals and human. And so this is the difference. And when you start using that terminology, your vibration changes instantly. I tell people I'm not human, I'm Godman, part of God. It was a tag that the lower dimensional reptilian agenda wanted to give us. I've got a couple more questions to take, and then I'm going to do a final message to you all. Yes, Leah, I answered that in the beginning. So this is not about segregating us. It's just that when you're in the 5D and your consciousness is higher, you will be able to come down into 4D and have conversations with them and speak with them. It's when they stay further down in 3D, it's too hard. When you're in 5D, you cannot go back to 3D. You can go to 4D or up to 7D, but you can't go back down into 3D. 4D, 3D can work together, 5D, 4D, 7D, but 5 and 7D cannot go right down into 3D. Once you're up there higher in your consciousness, you won't even want to go back there to talk to them anyway. But that's not going to happen, because we are here on a mission. We're here to make things good, and your family will come along with you and wake up slowly. It may take another generation, but they will get there. Okay, so I'm going to bring through the New Earth Federation, which is Miley and Jojo. So Miley and Jojo are the two contactees that I work with, that work with the US military. They are the Pleiadian and Andromedan ship that work on the New Earth Federation landscape of Earth. They're the ones that are working on the Earth itself and clearing and detoxifying. They use vaporizing technology. They use all kinds of technology. And Miley or Jojo can give us an update. Jojo is the commander. Miley is in charge of all the logistics arrangements. And she's just showing me something. She's showing me how she does all the logistics around the systems, the processes. She's a bit like I was in the corporate world. That's why we connect. She says very similar to what you do. You're as an organizer. Now, she's telling me that they've had a lot of meetings on Earth. So she's going to talk about them. Okay, so Miley and Jojo are coming forward. Right, let me speak with them. Yes, we have a message for the people of Earth and for the light workers that are making a difference here, and we thank you for doing that. We honour your work that you're doing. You're doing great work. The frequency and vibration of Earth has risen to its highest form, which is ready to be able to lift into the new consciousness of New Earth. However, there is still a bit of cleaning and clearing to do, because Earth was so tortured, which we understand. She said we have great programs running at the moment where we're working on cleansing and detoxifying the Earth itself in many areas of pollution, underground, poisons, under the water, especially. She said the waters have been poisoned, and she's talking about the new water that we're going to be drinking. She said they're filtering the water now and clearing all the ugly stuff in it, and she's showing me, and it's like the fluoride and the chemicals and stuff that they've been putting in it. They're clearing that so that we have the new sapphire water coming. It's here and it's ready to be, sorry, I belch when I'm channeling. It's ready to come through the systems into the houses so that you can drink the sapphire water. So they're working on clearing the water for that, so we can have better drinking water, we can have more purified water for the systems. And she's talking about the springs, the mineral springs. So there's mineral springs that are going to be created for us to go in and do healing in, like hot springs. But they have had ones here previously that have been filtered, infiltrated with stuff to not help you. And she said that a lot of them have been closed down. She said they were filthy, they were full of toxins and waste. She said we are creating these new beautiful new earth natural springs for people to go into and be healed. She said this is starting to be worked on, and a lot of people in behind the scenes know about it, because these will have healing properties in the water. They are based on crystal technology, so the crystals from underground rise up into the spring, the water forms, and the healing begins. This will start to happen in the coming years, and she said you'll see a lot of people going away to other countries to these springs to be healed. Now, I spoke about this in Jamaica happening. She's nodding. She said, yes, you're right. She said in places where it's unspoilt to a degree and there's not much work to do clearing and cleaning, she said you'll see these natural water springs forming. She said people with big blocks of land will also get these coming up. She said you'll find that a lot of these springs will just start to pop up as the sapphire water flows and the underwater and underground is cleansed. It has been blocked off from you, has been sealed over, and it is time with the ascension and the consciousness rise. Earth will also provide natural healing for you all. She said, so there's a lot of work being done behind the scenes. We're having meetings with people in the military, behind the scenes in the environmental industry. She said there's a lot of NDAs that have been signed. They cannot speak about this, as the technology will get out and it will ruin people's lives. That could get into the wrong hands. It's the same with the medbed technology. It hasn't been exposed fully yet. It's not ready to be exposed fully because it could get into the wrong hands, and it can also be dangerous if used incorrectly. You're all doing so well. You're all doing great work. She said, yes, you're right about the ego still having to be dropped. There's still a bit there. She said also there's some fake light workers that are dulling down the consciousness, and that was their purpose, was to come and to stop the ascension from happening. She said, take care, much love and many blessings to you all. Stay true to yourselves and be the light of light. Miley. Thank you, Miley. Does anyone else have a message that they may have received at some point that they want to share here? Put it in the comments, because it's really important that we get these messages out now. It's a time for sharing. It's a time for understanding to help each other. If there's anything that you want to share, let me know and I can add it to the video. The biggest thing at the moment is to remember, just remember your consciousness. Remember everything you say and do, the spoken word. Be careful of your actions. People are watching you. You are leading by example. This is what I talk about a lot to the people in our groups that we do work with. I do one-on-ones with people, and I talk to them about just be careful who's watching you. You're leading by example. They want to see you fail. They want to see you fall. So you have to be very, very careful who you speak to, who you get involved with, because this is a very crucial time of the consciousness for New Earth. While I'm waiting for another question or a download, I've got all 3 books in stock now. I don't know how many of you have seen them. So Soul Messages was my first book, and then there was Guiding Light, and then there was Rainbow Codes, which is my most recent one. When you receive these, you get channeled messages in every one of them, and I give you a gift to help you with your service, and they're usually crystals. Sometimes there might be something else. Every now and then I'll pop something in there from my home country. But at the moment I've got little mini towers. That's rose quartz. I've got an amethyst here, which is really pretty. You can see that, amethyst. A few other ones. I'm not sure what that one is. Not sure what that one is. If anyone can tell me. That looks like aventurine. So I've got these little towers, which are mini towers, which are really good to have on a desk or a window ledge or something like that to have nearby. I usually, when I'm on my laptop, I put them on my laptop, have them sitting on my laptop for protection. So that's really good. And I've also got the same with the hearts. I got them back, which I'm really pleased to say, because they are hard to get. So I've got the little mini hearts. So you get them with the books. So that's a little mini heart there. Little mini heart. What's that one? Ocean jasper. So there's all sorts of different ones that you can get. They're just gorgeous. Nice ones to have in your pocket. Give to your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, that kind of thing. I usually have them sitting with my books as well, as much as possible, to give them good frequency. But I just love these little mini towers and the little hearts. They just make beautiful gifts. So if you're purchasing all 3 books, you do get a discount. So do contact me, and if you want the, just let me know, because, you know, I'm limited to these crystals. Right, any other questions before I go? And then I've got one more channeling from my beautiful Father, Master Orbit. So we've had Commander Usher and Miley and Master Orbit. I have made contact of recent days, of all people, John the Baptist. And it's a name that you don't hear a lot of anymore or hear from. And he's made contact with me because we've been working on the karmic debt and releasing the karmic debt that we gain as we go through lifetimes. So I did a meditation session with our group, and he's asked me to share that information, which I will put on a YouTube. So keep an eye out for that, because that'll be coming too. Alright, so we will bring in Master Orbit for one last message to you all and see what he has to tell you. Now, the Arcturians are working a lot in the level of the frequency of the Earth at the moment. So if you watch the Schumann resonance, you'll see that that is manipulated too. And they've told me this for quite some time, that they do manipulate the charts. So they're working with that to stop the manipulation from happening, because again, they're trying to tell you this is happening when it's not happening, or that's spiking here or it's spiking there. And no, it's not. They do play with it. And I have actually seen a whistleblower during lockdown talking about it, and it got removed. And he was a scientist, and he said those graphs, where they form them, where they're created, are manipulated. Again, everything's been hijacked, guys. So the Arcturians are using their energy and frequency and their technology to correct that and fix that at the moment. They're also working with, again, healing technologies that are coming through via people like Miley. They're being informed how to use things, how to pass information on, that sort of thing. So the Arcturians are the healers. And when they come through with a frequency of healing. And when Master Orbit speaks, he speaks with confidence and with truth and wisdom. But he comes through and he's very calming. You can feel his love because he has that healing effect on you when he's talking to you. And but he's also of authority. And you respect that and you feel it when you hear it. It's quite amazing, actually. So I'm going to bring him through now and then I'll finish up. All right. So Master Orbit is my Arcturian father. He is chief and top council member of all Arcturian councils. And he is top of the Council of 12. He is very high dimensionally. He tells me that I am the one that will take over his role. I am being prepared for it now. He's got a list about this long and he's going through it and he's showing me what he wants to talk about. He's talking about the dimensional shifts of Earth. Again, the animals. He's talking about the animals. We have a very, between him and I, we have a very special connection about the animals. Okay, so he's talking about the animals. I'm not sure who it was asking. Johanna, you were asking about the time, the changes between 21st of March through to the 20th of April. He's saying, there's too much coming through. Hang on, let me just calm it down a bit. He's saying that it's the animals that will feel this or sense things. They will show you signs of what's coming. Watch the animals' behavior. They will need a lot of healing and a lot of reassurance and loving. They'll stick to their owners, very close to their owners. They won't let you out of their sight. They'll be very protective. So the animals are going to be aware of what's happening, of the vibration and the changes during this time, he said. So they'll be very clingy. Their behaviour will change, their eating habits will change. Some people will think their animals are sick, but they won't be sick. It will be them feeling the changes, the energy, the frequency of what's going to be happening during that period of time, because they're sensitive to what's happening in the frequencies of Earth. And of course, he said they are closer to the ground than you people are. He said, I even watch the animals in the paddocks, the cows, the sheep, the horses. They will all, their behaviour patterns and everything will change. Farmers will start reporting that the milking process has changed. Something is happening to the animals. Well, this is a sign that everything is starting to be revealed and to be showed and to be seen by the eyes. He's talking about seeing by the eyes, seeing by the indigo. The indigo is coming online for a lot of people. He said to make sure you keep your health practices up, just like you would with the rest of your body, but you must look after your indigo and feed your indigo with good natural essential oils, rub essential oils. Now that's interesting because we do have the indigo eye ascension oil. Actually, Teresa, you have one, so he's talking about people to get that from you, because that will help the indigo. It'll declog the indigo, it will make people see more clearer. He's talking about how the animals' indigo is changing, and they can see far beyond what anyone else can see. The horses will start to show themselves as their true unicorn state. Well, we see that now all the time. I see horses with their horns. It said, dear beloved people of earth, you do not know what's about to change and what is to come, but through your indigo, that is what will be seen first. So do your health checks, look after your indigo, clear it, do all the exercises that you must, practices and meditation and channelings. He said, we're coming in to do the healing and to create a new vibration on earth. So this is for the new split that will be happening when the new earth is in its new dimension. He said, we are helping from a distance, but you also have to do the physical work. So he's talking about the health checks again, of the body, of the pureness of the indigo. He said, some of you are still toxic and you need to clear the toxins out of your bodies. Do the detox, do the clearing, make sure you are clear, pure source light. He said, there are so many toxins and poisons out there in your food source, in the air. So make sure you do heavy metal parasite checks. Make sure you clear yourself regularly. Again, with the new water supply being changed and coming in over the next few months, a lot of dirt will come through first and then it will clear. So make sure you do detox, make sure you drink clear water, make sure the water has been activated with the sapphire codes. Well, I have those. If you want them, I can share that with you. Thank you, Master Orbit, for your message today. We really appreciate you. Thank you, Miley. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Commander Usher. We thank you for the session today and the information that has been received. Right, so that's probably about it for today. Hi, Terry. How are you? So if you guys want to catch up with some of those activations that he was talking about. So this is the stuff that Teresa makes. It's called Indigo Eye. It's in the colour of the bottle that it should be to keep it activated, and it's in glass. And it's all done with natural essential oils, and I spray it every day. Yeah, just a little bit there and rub it into you. It's like a natural health remedy for your indigo, and it keeps it activated. So he was talking about that. He was also talking about detox. I've talked about this earlier about the dandelion I do for myself, but others have other practices and things like that. I try to keep it very simple, very basic. So they are the messages for today. Nothing more is coming through. They were wanting to give you some sort of updates. I hope that's been enough for you to receive and to understand what's going on this far. I don't do these often anymore because I feel I don't need to. A lot of people are now changing their vibration and their consciousness. It's just a sort of a check-in, see how you're going, give you some messages. Again, if you want to contact me for my 3 books or one of my books, do let me know, and do that through Messenger. I do not go on Amazon. I do not put it out there in the public arena, because the person that is meant to receive these books will receive them via me, as they are coded. The codes are special for New Earth. I don't want them in the wrong hands either. And again, you'll receive discounts and gifts, the crystals, and channeled messages. Many thanks, appreciation, Amelia, Commander Usher, Miley, Jojo, and Master Orbit. Absolutely. They always come through, my faithfuls. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Put some more comments in. I'll keep an eye on it throughout the day. I will put this up. I'll put it up on YouTube with another video from John the Baptist and the Karmic deck. All right, take care. Much love. Many blessings to you all. Truly have a beautiful day, evening, wherever you are. Work on your consciousness, your detox. Work on, if you have ego, to let it go. Because that's not helping any of you. Let go of all your karmic debt. Work on that. Ask for forgiveness. I do have a forgiveness prayer, which is very, very important for you all to do. If you want that, do yell out and I will send it out to you. Your books are a helpful tool to all of us. Thank you, Sherry. Yes, I believe these tools are going to be used in generations to come. There's a lot of channeling in there. You're welcome. All right, take care. Much love. Bye for now.